What's up, guys? Now, in this video, I'm gonna be demolishing Cloister. Like, absolutely demolishing this guy, like, ripping him to bits. Because he's one of the worst, no, he's the worst commentator literally, he's the worst boxing commentator I've ever seen in my life. His takes are absolutely horrendous. Like, he's got some of the worst takes ever. He honestly pisses me off. Like, honestly, I cannot stand him. But yeah, I'm gonna be demolishing, yes, demolishing Cloister in this video. Cloister. Yeah, demolishing Cloister in this video, just ripping into him, just going at him at all angles, not holding back on a single word. I didn't hold back on my last video. I'm not gonna hold back on this. I didn't hold back on my last video. I'm definitely not gonna hold back on this video. I'm gonna be absolutely ripping into him and just giving him a taste of my mind. Yeah, a taste of my mind. I'm gonna be ripping into him, just demolishing him, going at him at all angles. I'm not gonna be holding back at all. But yeah, let's get into it. He made a video talk about Jake Paul again. Well, this was like 2 months ago, but I'm gonna react to it anyways because this video, this video that he made about Jake Paul really pissed me off. Like, this video really like got me like, infuriating, absolutely infuriating. He's the biggest idiot in combat sports, literally. Absolute idiot, absolute dumbass.
Alright fellas, now we've been waiting a while for
Okay,
Jake
let's
Paul
watch
to
this.
officially announce his next opponent. After many big names were thrown about and bouts were apparently finalised and then cancelled, we now find ourselves with today's announcement, which really isn't too much of a surprise.
Dumbass.
It's another case of
Fuck
Jake
you,
Paul
man.
trying to convince you that he's taking a massive risk, when the truth is, he knows it's probably going to
Okay,
be
let's just pause right now. Okay, let me just get my honest opinion about this Jake Paul and Chavez fight. Who loses the Chavez Jr. fight? But yeah, because he's fighting Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He's a world champion, and well, former world champion, and he obviously lost to Anderson Silva, who Jake Paul beat. I'm not gonna ignore that. But let me just get my honest opinion. Okay, is it okay? Do I think it's gonna be his biggest challenge? No, I think he will handle him quite easily. But I don't think he'll knock him out because Chavez is known to have a good chin. I mean, a fucking prime Canelo who was like 26, 27 couldn't even put him down, letting him knock him out. He hit him like dozens of times, and he dominated he dominated him for 12 rounds, and he still couldn't knock him out. He hit him with every best shot he could, and he couldn't put him down or knock him out. Literally. And I'm not denying that Canelo didn't whoop his ass for 12 rounds. He definitely did. He was not even close. It was definitely a one-sided beatdown. But still, the fact that he went the distance with a prime Canelo Alvarez, who at that time, this was I just bit my tongue. But at that time in like 2017, literally was dominating everyone, like everyone in his division, everyone. He dominated like he like not dominating, like I meant by like he was demolishing literally demolishing everyone in his division at that time. He came off like three knockout wins against, you know, other world champions. Then he fought Chavez and he went the distance. So that just shows that Chavez is very durable. If he doesn't quit, he's still a durable guy. If he doesn't quit, he can still take shots. He can still sorry guys, he can still take shots. He can still keep coming. Oh my god, he can still take shots and can still take. Oh my god, I can't even get the fucking word out. I'm stuttering like a bitch. He can take shots and still keep coming forward and still keep throwing shots and giving it his all. And he may not be the best fighter out there, but he's still a decent fighter. He's still decent. I think he's a decent test. I think he's a decent test for Jake because he's a former world champion. He's been boxing his whole entire life compared to Jake's been boxing for only 7 years, 7 years, with no amateur experience, by the way, and I know he has the best coaches and whatever, but like that doesn't mean shit. It doesn't make you a good boxer, does it? I mean, literally, I don't know why everyone uses this argument like, oh, but Jake Paul, he's got some of the best coaches, he's got some of the best training, blah 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 blah. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make him a good boxer. He's still a novice. He's still very green. If you watch him fight, he's still a very green boxer. I think he's decent, but he's not amazing. He's not Fidel Riley level. I'm not even too confident that he's even like better than Darren Till. Like I'm not that confident. Darren Till's not even a boxer. He's an MMA fighter, but he had 2 boxing matches. Yeah, about 3, but I wasn't really impressed with the first one. But he had 2 other boxing matches where he absolutely dominated and looked really good in those fights. It looks really technically sound. He looks really good in those fights against Darren Stewart and Anthony Taylor. 2 guys who were tough MMA fighters, obviously, but like still like they were tough guys, I guess. But yeah. And he looks technically good against them. And it's like, I'm not even sure Jake Paul's better than Darren Till, who's not even a boxer. So how is he even on the same level with someone like, I keep biting my fucking lip. How is he better than fucking even Vidal Riley. Like Vidal Riley's an English champion. He's nowhere near that level. He's nowhere near that level. He's no business fighter level. Siobhan Clark, nowhere near that level. Chris Billion Smith, nowhere near that level. And fucking even Baddy Jack at 41 would still kill it. Like Baddy Jack at 41. How old is Baddy Jack? Is Baddy Jack like 41, 42, 41, 42, whatever, in his 40s? Yeah, he is in his 40s. But yeah, but even Baddy Jack like 41, 42, whatever, how old he is, but in his 40s, he would still put a beating on Jake Paul. Like he'd still fuck him up. Still very much fuck him up. And I like Jake. I don't like him. Well, I don't know. I respect him. I respect his hustle. But he would get absolutely destroyed by even Baddy Jack, who's been a boxer his whole life and has is 40. So yeah, but he still would get destroyed by Baddy Jack, who's he may not be in his prime, but he's still gonna beat Jake Paul. He still would whoop Jake Paul. I don't want to see that fight because it's not worth it. You're gonna get destroyed. Like let's be honest, Jake Paul. Go fight someone like Tommy Fury. Go fight someone like Cloister. Go fight someone like Darren Till. Like those type of fights, you should be able. Oh my fucking god, man! I can't get my words out. Oh my god, I can't fucking get it out. But let's start again. I'm gonna start everything again because I keep butchering everything. Okay. So Jake Paul, even though he has the best training facilities, that does not make him a good boxer. And if you just look at him, he's not good. He's green. He's still very green in boxing. He's still very novice-y. Like he's still a novice. That's what he is. He's novice. Jake Paul is a novice, and he has no business fighting guys like Vidal Riley, Siobhan Clark, Chris William Smith, Baddy Jack. He get absolutely destroyed if you fought Baddy Jack. By the way, like oh my god, 41 or not, like if I don't care how old he is, he could be like maybe even 47. I still back him to destroy Jake Paul in a couple rounds or rounds. I don't know, but he would definitely beat Jake Paul even in his early, like even in his late 40s, maybe like when he's in his 50s. I'll give Jake Paul a chance, but like as of now, at the age of like 42, 41, he would still put a proper beating on Jake Paul and get him out there in like a round, maybe 2 rounds, but still he would still demolish him. Demolish him. Vidal Riley again would demolish him, or maybe at least like win a very dominant decision. Like I don't think Vidal Riley's that type of guy who likes to knock you out anymore. He seems like the guy who wants to just win on points. He doesn't really sit down his shots a lot anymore. Vidal Riley, he doesn't really sit down his shots a lot more. Oh my fucking god, I keep fucking up there. I don't think Vidal Riley would really not. I don't know if I would. I don't know. Because the last couple fights he's had, they've all been in the distance, except for that one fight he had back in December against that random bum that he fought. Funny how Jake Paul's getting criticism, bro. That's so funny. Okay, I'm gonna make another point. It's funny how Jake Paul's getting hate for fighting Chavez Jr., but Vidal Riley, a current British champion, fought Dan Garber, who's 39, same age as Julio, and it is worse because he's got less wins. He's got a lesser records, he's got lesser experience, and it's like Vidal Riley didn't get criticism for that against when he fought Dan Garber. Remember that guy, Dan Garber? I don't care if he's a heavyweight. It doesn't matter if he's heavyweight. He's a heavyweight bum. That's what he is. He's a heavyweight bum. And Vidal fought him, and he got no hate for it. No hate, no criticism, no hate. Even though he's a fucking British champion and he's on course to be a world champion, but he didn't get any hate for it. But when Jake Paul, the novice, the green boxer, fights Chavez Jr., a former world champion, he gets criticized like to death for it. But someone like Vidal Riley fought someone like Dan Garber, a complete bum, who's got like 7 wins, 4 losses, like to bums, like literally. And Vidal Riley fought him, and he was the same age. He's the same age as Julio, 40, like 39, 40, around there. Pretty much the same age as Chavez Jr. And he got no hate for it, Vidal Riley. It's very weird, but yeah. But back to the thing about Vidal Riley's power. Vidal Riley's not really known to be that powerful anymore because the last couple fights, other than that Dan Garber fight, Dan Garber fight, Nathan Cortez, Michael Lawal, and his recent fight, Siobhan Clark, all of them went the distance, and all of them were, and all of those fights, it just looked so like, I don't know what it is with Vidal, but he's not really like knocking guys out anymore. He's not really looking that dangerous. He's still winning, But he's not looking that like ferocious like he did back in the day when he was like knocking guys out. Like when he knocked out Anis Taj, or when he knocked out Ross McGuigan, whatever his name is. I can't pronounce his name. Ross McGuigan, whatever his name is, and Anis Taj and some other bombs he fought back in 2019, 2020, 21, 2022. But yeah, literally, he's not really getting that knockout. He's not really getting that knockout anymore. He's not really looking that dangerous anymore. And he's had 4 fights in the last like 2 years. Yeah, a year, 2 years, and he's not really been getting a knockout. Like he's not really been looking that ferocious like he did back in the day at the very start of his professional career when he was knocking guys out left, right, and center, like making them look like complete shit. But yeah. So I doubt Jake Paul get knocked out, but I do think he definitely would. He definitely would lose by decision, or maybe even a late stoppage, like by like round 8, like round 7, round 8. If it's a 12-round bout, well, Jake's fucked if it's a 12-round bout. He has to make it like 8 rounds, 10 rounds at most, not 12 rounds. So if he makes it a 12-round bout, he's fucked. But if it's a 10-round, 8-round bout, there's a chance he could go the distance. But I don't know, man. But yeah, Siobhan Clark would destroy Jake Paul. I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah, but Badou Jack destroy Jake Paul. But yeah, but let's go. I'm rambling way too long. Let's get back into the. Let's get back into listening to this idiot talking.
Now, when this fight was announced this morning, I just wasn't surprised at all.
Fuck
it was
you, man.
announced that Jake Paul
I'm
was
gonna keep saying
fight
that.
Julio Cesar Chavez
I'm gonna keep
Jr.
saying that.
in
Fuck
June
you,
of this
Cloister.
year. First impression
Fucking
of looking at
dumbass.
this fight, and you go, well, Chavez Jr., previous world champion, legendary boxing family, Mexican boxing style. Surely this is going to be a tough night for Paul. But no, and honestly, I think it'll be pretty far from anything can be.
It could be. You never know, Cloister. Are you the biggest genius in combat? Like what? What? This is a world champ. This is a former world champion, and this is a former world champion versus a novice YouTuber who started boxing 7 years ago. And yes, he may have the best coaches. Again, that means fuck all, because he's still not improved that much. Well, he's improved, but he's not improved to like a world champion level, even a prospect level. He's not a prospect. Jake Paul's not a prospect. He's a novice. He's a novice. He's a complete novice. He has no business fighting at the top 10 of his division. Like absolutely no business. Like absolutely no business fighting at the top 10. Even top 20 is too much for Jake Paul. Top 20, top 30, I think he has to fight guys like the top 100, like ranked guys in the top 100. That's his level. Maybe even 200. I don't know. But he has to be very careful who he fights, because if he gets in the ring with someone really good, it's like a really good prospect, he's gonna get destroyed. He has to be careful who he picks, because he's still a very green boxer. In boxing terms, he's very, very he has to catch up to everyone, and he's not catched up enough. So he has to be very careful who he has to be very careful on who he picks. Cloister. He has to be very careful who he picks, Cloister, because if you pick someone like Vidal Riley, not even Vidal Riley, but even like guys lower than Vidal Riley, someone like really, really good, like someone like kind of almost on Tommy Fury's level, but like, you know, more dangerous in terms of they'll actually like knock you out, like they actually have knockout power on like Tommy Fury. That's dangerous for Jake Paul. He has to be very careful who he picks. So even someone like someone on Tommy Fury, can't breathe. I need to just take a moment and just need to take a deep breath. Okay. Even someone on Tommy Fury's level, he has to be very. I can't speak. Even on someone on Tommy Fury's level, he has to be very. Oh my god! I forget about that. But yeah, But even someone on Tommy Fury's level, it's very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous for Jake Paul. He has to be very careful on who he picks, because he could get seriously hurt. You know, boxing's not a game. Boxing is not a game. Boxing is a very dangerous sport. And Jake Paul started late. He has no business fighting at the top 10, top 20, top 30. I don't think he has the top 90. Even that is dangerous a little bit. I think he'll probably like top 80. Top 80. Wait, no. I don't know. But it definitely should not be top 10, top 20 even. I think he's not. I honestly think he's far from that level. Back to the video. That's what it's about. Fuck, I knew that was gonna happen. Fuck. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry.
But just quickly, before we break it all down, if it's your first time here, my name's Cloister. I make boxing videos to help keep you informed. So make sure to subscribe and I'll always keep you in the loop. Now, if you haven't heard of Chavez Jr. before, he's the son of one of the biggest Mexican boxing legends of all time and has managed to pave out his own career within the sport. With the peak of his career coming with him holding the WBC middleweight title from 2011 to 2012. He was a decent championship level boxer, probably best known by the casual for his fight against Canelo. Although Jake said Canelo could barely beat Chavez, Canelo definitely won.
I think he meant by like he couldn't knock him out. Like he couldn't knock him out. He couldn't even put him down. So and Chavez was like a punching bag. Literally the definition of a punching bag. And he could. Oh my god! I'm skipping through. But literally the definition of a punching bag, and he couldn't put him down. So maybe you should think about that. Yes, maybe you should think about that. Cloister. How do you even pronounce your name? Cloister, whatever your name is. But Cloister, maybe you should think of it like that.
The same. He was pretty much a shell of himself from this point on, not winning anything notable and finding himself on the crossover boxing circuit. Probably Chavez's biggest bout since the Canelo fight was his fight with Anderson Silva, in which he lost in 2021. Now, if Jake Paul beat Anderson Silva...
Okay, this is a dumb point. A dumb point. Dumb point. He talks about... Okay, sorry about the noise. It's literally like I got my window open. It's really hot, so I had to open the window. My quality shit, man. Fuck. But I had to open the window because it was hot, but irrelevant. But he talks about Jake Paul. So this idiot, yeah, this absolute like complete and utter moron, dumbass, idiot, moron, Cloister. Yes, Cloister. I'm talking to you, mate. Cloister, you absolute moron, idiot, dumbass, casual. Just because but Jake Paul beat Anderson Silva, who beat you. Okay, I completely fucked that up. But let's start again. Jake Paul beat Anderson Silva, who beat Chavez Jr. So this is a mismatch or whatever you wanted the bullshit he said. Something like that. Okay. Just because so let's think of Jake Paul's fight A, Anderson Silva's fight B, and Chavez Jr.'s fight C. Just because fighter B, which is Anderson Silva, beat fight C, which is Chavez Jr., and Jake Paul beat fight B, which is so fight A beat fight B, which is Jake Paul beating Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva, who's fight B, beat fight C, who is Chavez Jr. That does not necessarily 100% mean that fight A is going to beat fight C, which is Jake Paul beating Chavez Jr., because styles make fights. Anderson Silva is a very awkward guy. Anderson Silva is a very awkward guy. Like he does awkward things in the ring. He can box, but he's very awkward sometimes. He's not really that traditional, like not that traditional. He can be a bit awkward when he lifts his feet and he kind of like does these weird like MMA type of moves, and he's a bit So that was very hard for Chavez to deal with. But with Jake Paul fights very traditional. Like Jake Paul doesn't really do that type of stuff. He doesn't really fight unpredictably. He kind of just fights like a regular boxer. So it's going to be easier for Chavez to box Jake Paul because he boxes like a regular boxer. Whereas Anderson Silva is very tricky. He's very like he's very like unorthodox a little bit. Like he can box. Like he definitely has boxing ability, but it's very weird. Like the way he does it is very weird. But with Jake Paul, he's not like that. He doesn't have the head movement that Anderson Silva did. Because the big thing was Chavez wasn't able to land clean on Anderson Silva because Anderson Silva's got tremendous head movement, whereas Jake Paul has got not really shit head movement. Like Jake Paul kind of just gets hit willingly by not bombs, but Mike Perry was not really that much of a threat, and he was hitting him